Hello, and welcome to this in-depth journey into the life and legacy of one of history's most iconic monarchs, Queen Elizabeth I of England. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore her fascinating life, the turbulent times she ruled through, and the enduring mark she left on the world. So, sit back, and let's uncover the story of the Virgin Queen. Elizabeth Tudor was born on September 7, 1533, at Greenwich Palace, the daughter of King Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn. Her birth was a disappointment to her father, who desperately wanted a male heir. This marked the beginning of a difficult and often dangerous childhood. Just 3 years after her birth, her mother, Anne Boleyn, was executed on charges of treason, and Elizabeth was declared illegitimate. Despite her royal blood, Elizabeth grew up largely away from court, receiving an excellent humanist education. She was fluent in Latin, Greek, French, and Italian, an intellectual prodigy. Elizabeth's journey to the throne was anything but straightforward. Following Henry VI's death, her half-brother Edward VI became king. His short reign was followed by the tragic rule of Lady Jane Grey and the intense period of persecution under her Catholic half-sister, Mary I, also known as Bloody Mary. During Mary's reign, Elizabeth, a Protestant, was viewed as a threat. She was imprisoned in the Tower of London for nearly a year, accused of conspiring against the Queen. It was a harrowing experience that shaped her cautious and politically astute nature. When Mary died in 1558, Elizabeth ascended the throne at the age of 25. England, divided by religious turmoil and weakened politically and economically, desperately needed a strong and clever leader. One of Elizabeth's first and most significant acts was the Elizabethan religious settlement. She sought a middle way between Roman Catholicism and radical Protestantism, establishing the Church of England with herself as its supreme governor. This pragmatic approach helped avoid religious civil war and brought a fragile but lasting peace to a deeply divided country. Elizabeth was a master of compromise, never married, but always politically wed to her people. Elizabeth's court was a hub of culture and political intrigue. Her reign is often seen as a golden age in English history, thanks in part to the flourishing of literature, music, and exploration. This was the age of William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Edmund Spenser. The Queen herself was a patron of the arts and was known for her love of drama and poetry. She also carefully cultivated her image, always appearing strong, wise, and divinely appointed. Her portraits, speeches, and public appearances reinforced her position as a powerful and pure monarch. Perhaps the most famous episode of Elizabeth's reign was the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588. Tensions with Catholic Spain had been rising for years, especially due to English support for the Dutch rebellion and the exploits of English privateers like Sir Francis Drake. When King Philip II of Spain sent a massive fleet to invade England, Elizabeth rallied her forces with the famous speech at Tilbury. "I know I have the body of a weak, feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king." The English navy, aided by poor weather, defeated the Armada, securing Elizabeth's legacy as a defender of the nation and Protestant faith. Elizabeth's reign also marked the beginning of English exploration and overseas expansion. Adventurers like Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Francis Drake voyaged across the globe, establishing England's presence in the New World. Though England's colonial empire was still in its infancy, Elizabeth's support for exploration laid the foundations for future global dominance. These exploits also brought wealth and prestige, though they often came at the expense of indigenous peoples. Elizabeth's long reign was not without danger. Numerous plots and assassination attempts threatened her life, many linked to Mary, Queen of Scots, a Catholic rival with a strong claim to the throne. After years of imprisonment, Elizabeth reluctantly ordered Mary's execution in 1587, a decision that haunted her but solidified her rule. The political atmosphere was tense, but Elizabeth's intelligence network, led by Sir Francis Walsingham, helped protect her. Despite immense pressure, she refused to marry, maintaining control over her throne and symbolically marrying England itself. Her decision earned her the title, the Virgin Queen. Elizabeth ruled for 45 years, and by the end of her reign in 1603, England was more powerful, unified, and culturally rich than it had been for generations. She passed away on March 24, 1603, at the age of 69, and was succeeded by James VI of Scotland, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland. Elizabeth left behind a legacy of strong female leadership, religious compromise, cultural renaissance, and national pride. She remains one of the most admired and studied monarchs in history. Thank you for joining this exploration of Queen Elizabeth I, a monarch whose intelligence, strength, and charisma defined an era. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical journeys. Until next time, remember, history isn't just about dates and names, it's about the people who shaped our world.